All right, number 13, we want to use a graphing calculator to find the minimum number of lawnmowers or riding lawnmowers to produce a minimum cost. So the average cost per hour in dollars of producing X lawnmowers is given by this equation. And of course, we're going to graph it, and then we're going to find the minimum and what that cost is. Okay, so I have this online graphing calculator. So first thing I'm going to do is go to y equal, and then I'm going to type this expression. So 0.8, and then next to the alpha, this is how you get x. And then the squared is catty corner up from 7, so the x squared button. So we have the 0.8 x squared, and then plus 30 x, and then minus 270. And when you do a fraction, it's best, because I have the older version, I can't make a fraction like this, it's best to put your numerator in parentheses and your denominator. So now after my minus 270, I'm going to say plus, and then I'm in parentheses, I'm going to do the 2900, and then close it, so that's the end of the top, and then divide it by, and then I'm going to put the x in parentheses. It's just better and safer to do it this way so that you ensure yourself you don't make any mistakes. So once we do this, I'm going to hit graph. We're not going to see anything because we see a 10 by 10 window, and these numbers are really, really big. So we're going to adjust our window. I determined how to adjust my window by looking at the table. It's hard to see, but that says table in yellow right here. So to get table, I have to hit second. You know you hit it because you'll see that little up arrow pointing to the upper functions now. And then I hit the graph button. And then it shows me a table of values. So 0 is an error because we can't divide by 0 right here. But we see, what is that, 2,660? And then it drops to 1,000, and then 705. And so these are some really, really big numbers. Okay, so my highest value that we saw was 2,600. So I want my Y value to go up to 3,000. I want to be bigger than what I see. So I'm going to go up to 3,000. And then my X values, I'll just go up to like 15 or so. But let me make sure I have that in correct, because that looks like some really big numbers. 0.8 x squared plus 30x minus 270 plus, okay, everything looks good. Okay, so I'm going to go to window right here, the second button next to y equal. We're going to start at 0 because we don't need to produce negative lawnmowers. We're going to go up to, let's just say 15 here. And this X scale just means we're going to be counting by ones. All right, my Y minimum, we're going to let our cost be $0. We had a really high value of 2,600, so I want to be bigger than that. I'm going to go to 3,000. And then I'm going to let my X scale count by, let's just say 15, 20, let's count by 20s. That'd be a good where to start. All right, so now we're going to graph. We can kind of see this calculator has a little divot, so we got a low point, and that's what we're looking for, minimum. So to compute the minimum, we're going to do second trace, and then trace gives us access to calculate. So we're going to calculate option number 3, the minimum. And now it says left bound. So right now, I don't know if I'm left of the minimum, so I want to arrow my cursor over here somewhere. Watch the Y value as it changes. So it's 386. I'm going to be just arrowing left. It's going up. It's still going up. Okay, it's going up the whole time. So I know that I'm to the left of that divot, so I should be higher than the midpoint. So I'm just going to hit enter. I'm somewhere to the left. Now it asks me right, so I'm going to arrow to the right, watching my Y value. I'm wanting it to decrease, and when it starts increasing, I know I've passed the low point. So I'm going to arrow right, going from 500s to the 400s. Now I'm in the 300s, 380. It's slowing down, 383. Now I went back up to 384. So let me go back. I'm arrowing to the left. I was at 383 as I'm arrowing to the right. 383, and then all of a sudden that Y value starts going up. So I know I'm to the right now of the low point. So I'm just going to hit enter. It says guess. You don't have to. Just hit enter the third time, and it should find the low point. So in between those two, about producing 8.2 lawnmowers, we would get a value of 383. Now, we don't produce portions of a lawnmower. I can't sell somebody 0.2 of a lawnmower. So real world scenario, I know 8.2 would actually round down, but you always want to round up. So we're going to go up to the next largest integer. So we want to produce approximately 9 lawnmowers to get that minimum cost. And let me move this out of the way so I can check. Okay, so they don't like 9. I thought we would normally round up. Maybe they want to round down. Since 8 is closer, 8.2 is closer to 8, usually you would round up. So let's see if they want 8. Or maybe I have something typed in incorrectly. Okay, so they round down. That's not the norm. I would normally round up, but we round down to 8. Okay. And then the minimum cost. So we want to know what it costs to produce 8 lawnmowers. So we're not going to use this value because we actually rounded down to 8. So to see the cost at 8, just go second and then graph to see the table. And we're going to find the value of money we get by making 8. So at 8 lawnmowers, we would that would cost 383.7. So 383.7.